So one of the common questions that we get is, how many games will my child be playing? And that's a really good question. One of the things that we've seen in the homeschool community when it pertains to basketball is sometimes kids are getting burned out. Many of them are playing in AAU ball during the summer, and that's great. We want them to enhance their skills. But we don't want to put them in a position where they're playing so much basketball during the fall and winter that they just totally burn out on basketball. So what we've done with CHSM is we've actually taken the time to go through and methodically make sure we know what the maximum number of games is for each age group, and we've scheduled accordingly. So on the 10 and under side, what we've done is we've said we're going to allow those kids to play 12 to 16 games for the year. On the 12 and under, 16 to 20. Now on the 14 and under, we go up a little bit, between 24 and 28 games for the year. In the 16 and under, it's between 28 and 32. And then for the 18 and under, between 32 and 36. Now the exception to all of this is actually the state and national tournament. At the state tournament, you'll plan on a minimum of 3 games. Typically, you'll get 4. And for the national tournament, it's the same kind of thing with the varsity guys getting maybe 5 games for the week. So we want to make sure that we limit the number of games that the athletes play. Now, all the games are going to be in and around Houston. We're not going to be traveling all over the place to get to games. So one of the exceptions to this is going to be the varsity boys, and they're actually going to be doing one out-of-town tournament. We're not sure exactly which one just yet, but it will require an overnight. So one thing that you should understand is that the games will be in and around Houston. We'll not have to travel all over the place. Now, let's be clear, Houston is a big city, so please don't misunderstand. You may end up having to play some games on the south side of Houston. For those of you that maybe live on the west side of Houston, you may have to travel a little bit to get to some of those games. But we're not going to be going to far outer reaches to play games. Now, the one exception to that is the varsity boys. The varsity boys will have one out-of-town tournament that they should expect to play in. It will be an overnight. It'll be probably 2 nights. It'll be a lot of fun. And it'll give us as coaches an opportunity to really try to hone in on some of those life lessons that they need to have. Now, all the games, as I said, will be in and around Houston. And the games start around November the 1st. They'll go all the way through the end of February into early March. The end of February, we play our state tournament. It's a fantastic time. It is wall-to-wall basketball in one facility. The national tournament takes place in early March. Again, wall-to-wall basketball, and that takes place in Springfield, Missouri. It's a lot of fun. We want all the kids to participate. Now, moms and dads, please know that even if you cannot go as a parent, please don't think that your child cannot go. All we need to do is find a sponsor for your child to go, and that's taken care of. The fees for those tournaments, the player fees, and actually the team fees are taken care of with what you are being charged this year for your fees. It's all included. The only thing that you would have to worry about is your travel expenses. Now the games, as I said, start around November the 1st, and they'll take place on one particular night, either a Tuesday night, a Thursday night, or a Friday night. The exception to that is tournament play. And if you're playing in a tournament, if your child is playing in a tournament, that typically will take place on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Not always, but that's usually what you can expect.